All righty, let's get started. If anyone else wants to join us, I'm sure they will on their own schedule. Nothing too unusual this week, except that the term paper is due tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. I see that I inadvertently had in the course content Chapter 9, term paper due Monday. It's Tuesday, just like the syllabus says. The syllabus is the ultimate authority for us. So I've changed it in the Chapter 9 course content. I apologize if I caused any anxiety for anyone by moving it up a day, apparently. But it is not, the term paper is due tomorrow night at 11:59, not tonight at 11:59. So just to clear that up in case anyone saw that and was confused. Other than that, we've got a really standard week. We've got our Chapter 9 quiz, a little bit of reading to do before that, and we get through this week, and then we have just one chapter left, and then the final. So I note, not for the people necessarily that are joining this call live, but maybe for someone else that watches this, I see that there are still approximately almost 10% of the class that hasn't picked a topic yet. And we're now just over 24 hours from when the paper's due. So I'm not sure how I could have encouraged people any more than I did to pick a topic and get working on this. But that's sometimes a lesson learned when you start out in university and you realize it's not high school, and it's not like the professor's going to start chasing you personally to get your work in. We're supposed to all be adults here, and we're supposed to know what is due and move forward with it if that's what we choose to do. So anyways, that's all I have to say. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? All right. I don't see anything in the chat. I'm not hearing anyone asking questions, so I'm good. If you want to continue on with your day, please feel free to do so. If you want to stick around and ask a question, I'm here to answer. I'll stick around until everyone's had a chance. So.
Yeah, I had a question. So the in-text citation, if there's an in-text citation and then there's another in-text citation right with it, would that consider as one or two?
So I haven't, it doesn't matter. And I say that because I'm not counting the number of in-text citations. I'm looking for the number of references.
Okay, great.
So I mean, if you found two authors that said essentially the same thing, and you have two in-text citations in the same sentence or whatever, that's fine. It's the number of references that I'm concerned about. So, okay. You should obviously anyways, you should have at least one in-text citation for each reference. There's no sense in listing someone and not citing them in the text. That won't work, but okay.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it, okay, got it.
Okay, yeah, right on. Sorry, my voice isn't what it should be. I've been recording an awful lot of lectures of late and just talking nonstop. So it's a little rough. I apologize. Anything else from the other folks that are logged in here? Any other questions? Anything you'd like to talk about?
Do you want the subtitle or like the sections that at the top, like that says intro, conclusion, stuff like that, or?
I'll leave that up to you, entirely up to you. I have no particular preference. If I'm writing it, and this is just my style and not how I'm going to mark, I would do that. I just find it easier for me personally to keep track of things and keep things organized, but that's not required. The whole APA formatting isn't so that I can go through and make sure that you've got your title page exactly right and a running head if that's appropriate and all that kind of stuff. All I really care about for the APA is that your citations and your reference list are in APA format. That's all. The title page could be just about anything. I don't really care. So.
Okay, one more. My term paper is 1,700 words. So is that okay?
So that's a tad bit long. If I were you, my advice would be to read it through and see if there's things that are extra, if you can trim it just a little bit. And by extra, I mean, maybe you've used extra descriptive words here or there, or you've made a sentence longer than it needs to be by, maybe you can say it more directly. It's not even so much that the 1,700 words is too long, because that's not that big a deal one way or the other. It's if reading it, it doesn't seem well written. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And
Okay, I'll relook at that.
yeah, it's worth taking it. You've got, I mean, like I said, we've got over 24 hours to. I would read it through and see if I would call it trim the fat, and I've said all along I tend to write overly verbose creations on my first and second drafts and things like that. But if you can keep making it leaner and leaner by getting rid of stuff that is repetitive, that is fluff words, there's lots of people though write a lot of flowery, in my opinions. And first of all, you don't want it in first person, but that won't get directly to the point. Get to the point and don't waste words if you don't have to. It reads a lot better. It's a lot stronger when you trim it down that way. And just overall, you get a better mark, regardless of whether it's 1,700 words or 1,600 words. If the 1,600 words is denser and has more meaning, then you're going to get a better mark for that, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, that's it for me then.
Okay.
All the questions.
Thank you. Awesome. Do either of the other folks have questions for me? Okay, well, I'm gonna stick around for a few minutes, but for you folks that are done, feel free. Okay, thank you. I see the no thank you. For those of you that don't have anything, please feel free to get on with your evening. Finish off on your term paper if that's what you got ahead of you. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you next week. Okay, Griffin, curious about the structure of the paper, but looks like I've answered. Okay, excellent. I know we're getting into the short strokes here, but if you have any sort of final questions, feel free to email me, Griffin. I'm happy to respond. Don't leave it to the last minute, because I'd hate to not see your email for 3 hours and you're sitting there on the edge of your seat looking for an answer from me. So, but I'm not really. I like structure. I like essay structure, a conclusion at the end, introduction at the beginning, and structured paragraphs that are cohesive and make sense, that have a theme to them, each and every paragraph. And I'm a big fan of good spelling and perfect grammar and APA format for your citations and references. But as far as individual style, avoid first person. As we've said before, it shouldn't say I this, I that. It state things as facts and support those facts with citations. So the grass is green, and then the author is Smith in 2020 or whatever. So you make a statement, you put a citation behind it to support that statement, and you move on. All right. So thank you and good luck on your term paper. Take care.